Saudi Arabia is the largest Arabian country in Asia. As expected, there are many exciting things to do here in this country. Here are the top places to visit in Saudi Arabia for the best vacation experience. Be sure to stick around until the end to discover the breathtaking destination at number 1. Number 9. Riyadh. Riyadh is Saudi Arabia's capital and the country's largest city. It is also one of the most popular tourist destinations in the Middle East, and you don't want to miss out on visiting it during your stay in Saudi Arabia. In fact, the capital city should be among your top priorities and the first places to explore once you get here. Plus, the King Khalid International Airport is the second largest airport in the country and likely where your flight will touch down. It is located just north of Riyadh, making the city easily accessible. This magnificent city doesn't waste any time to impress, and you will be immediately wowed by the modern architecture lined up here. You might need a moment to take in the beautiful scenery before heading down to explore the several attractions in the city. King Abdul Aziz Historic Center is the National Museum of Saudi Arabia, and it is a good place to start your tour. Here, you will learn everything you need to know about Saudi Arabia's rich history and heritage. Also, with more than 8 exhibition halls to explore, you can rest assured of seeing your fill of historic relics and monuments. The capital city also boasts other impressive attractions, like the Masmak Fortress, Al-Rajahi Grand Mosque, and the End of the World Cliff at the end of the Tuwaik mountain range. Also, get ready to be blown away by the mesmerizing view of the 99-story skyscraper in the Kingdom Center. You might also want to check out the ever-busy Dira Souk, where you can shop for take-home souvenirs. Number 8. Medina. Known as the City of God, Medina is considered the second holiest city in Islam and one of the top attractions in Saudi Arabia. It is where the Prophet Muhammad lived after he left Mecca, and you can explore the different attractions in this city when you arrive. Although the city did exist for over 1,500 years before Muhammad's immigration, it only really became significant after the Prophet. Today, not only is it famous for its religious significance, but it also has some cultural relevance that further adds to its importance. Al-Masjid an-Nabawi is the Prophet's mosque in Medina, and it is a site worthy of visiting for religious enthusiasts. The architecture and structure of this mosque also make it a valid attraction for regular tourists looking to have a good time exploring the holy city. However, non-Muslims can only admire the structure from a distance, as they are not allowed into the mosque premises. Although the city is developed and features a few more attractions, tourists often only visit here for religious duties. Number 7. Yanbu. Yanbu is a port city in the Red Sea region of Saudi Arabia, and it shares a coast with the famous sea. Of course, Yanbu is a very popular city because of its numerous attractions, but it is also economically significant because of its shipping terminals. The port has been used as a point of trade for many years, especially for the import and export of petroleum. Well, you can bet that this city is worth your time and attention, as there's much more to it than its port duties. Thanks to its fantastic beaches, Yanbu has become an ideal relaxation spot, especially after a tour of the desert landscapes. Some activities to enjoy here include swimming, snorkeling, and spa treatments, among others. Also, there are some exotic resorts and hotels offering top-class accommodations to interested tourists. You can also enjoy the delicious cuisines served in the restaurants around town. Number 6. Jeddah. Jeddah is a must-visit destination in Saudi Arabia, especially since it's the top trade center in the country. The ancient city became prominent as early as 647 when it was named an international travel hub. Jeddah is the biggest and main port in the country, and it also shares the coast of the famous Red Sea. Of course, the top attraction in Jeddah is its international airport. However, Al-Rama Mosque is a very close second, as it also records tons of visitors annually. Also known as the Floating Mosque, Al-Rama is enclosed by the waters of the Red Sea, and its white silts often look as though they are suspended. Tourists visiting Jeddah can count on having a fun experience, as there are more than a few attractions to explore here. If you are thrilled by archaeological sites, you may want to visit Al-Balad Historical Site. You can also check out King Fahd's Fountain towards the city center, shop at the Red Sea Mall, or stroll along the Jeddah Corniche. Number 5. Hayil. A trip to the southwestern part of the country will bring you to Hayil, which is the capital and the largest city in the namesake region. Bordered by Mount Shamar to the north and Mount Salma to the south, the city boasts a unique landscape dominated by the red sands of the Al Nafud Desert. The city is most famous for the international events hosted here, including the Hayil International Rally and Desert Festival. At the center of the city, you'll find the popular Hayil Market, where agricultural produce from the city is sold. Feel free to shop for fruits, vegetables, and dates, which are favorites in this part. Also, check out the nearby Kishla Palace, which is a 20th century artillery and weapon depot in the Hayil. Besides, you may want to look into the city's rich history at the Hayil Heritage Museum. Here, you'll find about 2,000 antiques representing the culture and history of the city. Life's too short to stay in one place. Hit that subscribe button and let us take you on a journey to some of the most amazing destinations around the world. Number 4. Dammam. Dammam is one of the top cities in Saudi Arabia, and it's a must-visit for tourists visiting the country. The fact that it is only the 5th most populated city in the country goes to show just how great the city is. Dammam is the richest oil region in the world, and it is the major center of Saudi's oil industry. The city is well developed, and the view is enchanting, even at first glance. However, the fun only starts once you get into the city. First, it would interest you to know that Dammam boasts the country's largest international airport. The King Fahd International Airport in Dammam operates 37 airlines, which makes it easily accessible from many countries. Next, you may want to head down to Jeddah Corniche, which is a perfect place for an evening on the seaside. This Corniche overlooks the sea on one side and lines up some fancy restaurants and buzzing cafes on the other. There's hardly a better place to watch the sunset in Saudi Arabia than here, along the coast of Dammam. Plus, other attractions in Dammam include Merjan Island, Othaim Mall, and Prince Mohammed bin Fahd Stadium, among others. Number 3. Asir National Park. You should know that Saudi Arabia also boasts an impressive collection of wildlife, most of which are displayed in zoos around the country. However, the Asir National Park in Aba is your best option to see an extensive collection of this wildlife. Asir National Park is an almost untouched wilderness in the heart of Saudi Arabia with remarkable natural landscapes. The park covers an area of more than 617 square miles and is home to about 300 different animal species. Of course, you can join a guided tour to explore this nature reserve, which promises to be one of the highlights of your trip. Number 2. Hegra. Hegra is home to one of the oldest and most impressive structures in Saudi Arabia, which is the Lonely Castle. This historic structure is believed to be over 2,000 years old. Today, it is one of the most famous landmarks in the country, and the archaeological site is also proven to be a must-visit attraction, especially for history buffs. The unique art and architecture of Hegra's structures were inspired by the Nabatean people, who were the original inhabitants of Hegra. Although the monument was never completed, it is still one of the top attractions in the region and is very much worth visiting. Surely you will marvel at what is waiting for your viewing pleasure when you arrive here. Number 1. Mecca. Mecca is by far the most popular city in Saudi Arabia. The city is the capital of the Mecca province and the holiest city in Islam. It is the birthplace of the Prophet Muhammad and the religion of Islam, and only Muslims are allowed into the city. Also, Mecca often records large numbers of Muslims trooping in for Hajj, which is the annual Islamic pilgrimage. Plus, this city is home to Masjid Al-Haram, the largest mosque in the world, attracting millions of devotees worldwide. So if you are a Muslim, visiting the holy city of Mecca will be a dream come true, as you get to experience true worship with other devotees. Undoubtedly, you will love every bit of the experience. Click here for more places to visit in the Middle East.